I will show you now how you can scrape any website with a single node for just a fifth of a cent. And we will not use crawlfire and also not firecrawl because I have recently found out that Zerpa integrated a new endpoint where you can also scrape content, and it's definitely easier to set up than crawlfire because even though it's free, you still need to host it somewhere, pay for the hosting, and also the setup takes definitely more time than just creating an API key and use it straight away. And you could also do the same with firecrawl, but it's more expensive compared to Zerpa. I know that it also offers more functionalities like taking a screenshot or also scraping content directly with an LLM. But if you just want to simply scrape the content and then use it somewhere else, then Zerpa should be definitely good enough. So as you can see, the workflow is super simple. As I said, we just have a trigger. I mean, you can also set a schedule, but for this tutorial, we just have a manual trigger and a single node. And the only thing you have to set here are two query parameters, the URL, and this is also optional. So if you want to have some markdown as well, then you can set a key, include markdown, set it to true, and then you will also get in the response another key with markdown, which is in my opinion always a good idea because then you can also check if there's a table, heading, and so on. And before you will execute it again, it's important to know that if you want to use it, you need to set up the credential, and n8n does not offer any pre-configured credential yet. That means you have to go to your credentials, then click on create credential, and here we need the header auth. And for this header auth, you need two things. First, you need the header name and also the API key. And you can find both in the dashboard of Zerpa. So I am already signed in. But if you want to sign up as well, the good news is you don't need to do any confirmation by providing a phone number or something else. And you also don't need to enter a credit card. So you get 2,500 queries for free, which is quite nice because you could scrape 1250 website with it, or also use the Zerpa API for other things like Zerpa analysis, images, check for videos, Google Scholar, or also patents. But we will use it for the new feature which has been implemented recently, and you can find it here under the playground and then type, and here we have the web page. And this is also the place where you also find the header name. So it is X API key. We need to copy that and then add it here. And then we need also the API key. And as I said, you will find it under API keys, and we will create a new one. So let's say for the demo, great. Then you can copy it by clicking on this icon, head over to the credential again, paste it here, and also set a proper name. So let's say Zerpa demo. And now if we head over to the workflow again, then we can see that the credential is available here. So I will select it. And the last thing we have to do is to activate or toggle the send headers option. And the only parameter we need is the content type, which is application/JSON. If you want to copy this as well, then you can again go to the playground. And if you head over to the tab code, select curl, then you can also see the endpoint, header name, which we copied before, and also the content type application.json, as well as the parameters or the payload. I did that already, and if we have a look into the response, then we can see we have text and also the markdown, as I said before, but we have also information like the title, description, and also other properties like publish time, modified time, the language that is used on this website, and so on. And we can also see at the bottom that we only paid 2 credits for it. So if we check the pricing again on the Zerpa website, then we can see they have 4 different plans. And I took as an example the starter plan, and you get here for $50, 50,000 credits, which is equal to 25,000 pages if you are just using it for scraping content. And if we do the math, then we can see that we just pay 1/5 of a cent, which is, in my opinion, really low. And I did not find any other solution which is as cheap as that. Apart from that, there's also another benefit if you're using Zerpa for crawling content, and it is the fact that you have the credits which are valid for 6 months, so you don't have to sign up for another subscription. You can pay once, and then these credits will be available for 6 months, which is definitely an advantage if you know that you're not going to scrape on a regular basis and just for a specific time. So that's it about the video. If you have any questions, feel free to add them to the comments, and we will see each other in the next video.